The SBE program is different in that the contractor behind SBE, George Brazil and Quality Home Maintenance, is really comprised of people who've spent just as long in the industry doing it ineffectively as we have. And they learned from that. And they turned QHM and George Brazil into a live learning laboratory.
Well, everything we teach in SBE, we practice at George Brazil. So we're very good at what we do. We're one of the larger contractors in the country in residential, and everything we measure, everything we teach, everything we train is what we are rolling out to these contractors. There's nothing that we're giving them that we are today not doing.
All along I knew that the things that we had learned and done and achieved in George Brazil, since I was in the industry for 35 years at that time, I really knew how unique they were. The training that goes on in our industry today, it's the same training I took 25, 30 years ago. The same training by the same people talking about the same things. There's been no evolution of that training.
The SBE program is primarily different because it's an implementation rather than a training session. From the very first day, dealers understand that they're going to be implementing the service procedures, the sales procedures that they're learning about from the SBE coaches.
And frankly, what excites me is seeing the impact we have on these contractors, the rate at which they can grow and succeed. There's so many success stories about how I went from 2% net profit to 15% net profit, how the morale's better, how the customer satisfaction's better. That's what excites me about SBE.
Prior to joining SBE, we were definitely in the norm of 1% profitability, and one or less or whatever, and last year was not profitable. And so we knew we had to make a change, and was looking and searching. And whenever I came across Dave and I came across Andy and they rolled out the SBE to me, it felt like it was a natural fit because we were already doing a lot of things right and just not making money.
Since SBE, it's been a year and a half. So the first 6 months we were gathering data, learning what we had to do to improve our business. Right after that, the second class was sales training for service techs. We had 50% growth the first year. We went from 1.3 million to 2 million, which was always a goal of mine. I'd never hit 2 million before, and we did it the first year. The next year, we had another 50% growth, which is this year. We set our target, our goal for 3 million, and we hit it almost exactly this year. Our first year that we hit our goal of 2 million, we're at a 15% profit. And this year we're going to hit 15% again at 3 million.
As I started focusing more on goals, goals is something that really had a big impact on me. I started sitting down with guys individually because goals are personal. As we started moving training to one-on-one, that's where we really started to see an impact, and we started to seeing real change.
When I first started working with Corey and the training with the technicians, I saw a huge change. It was absolutely a drastic change in the overall look and feel of the service department.
You have those moments with the techs where they're just down, they're not selling, and you get to talking to them and you find out the problem is they got this little issue at home or something. It has nothing to do with work. But I've seen some of because of the coaching and getting to know each other on a smaller scale, I guess, I have seen some of the strongest technicians come to tears. Because it's like, it's not about the job anymore. It's, we care and we want to see you successful.
SBE has implemented a lot of different ways in my life of things. So, it really has increased my income, has increased my confidence as well. So, like I said, the whole process was nerve-wracking at first, but over time I've gotten comfortable with it, and I see that there's still a lot of ground to be gaining, and so I'm looking forward to that.
I started brainstorming, trying to figure out how can I get these guys to look at their goals every day. And I'm a big calorie counter. So one day I'm looking at one of these calorie counters on an app on my phone, and it dawned on me, if I could get that in the guys' hands, what would be the power of that?
When we rolled out the app at George Brazil with some 45 technicians and went through the training, there became a very immediate awareness of their goals. It starts with setting goals. And on their phone, every time they closed out a call, they would see that goal accomplished daily, weekly, monthly, and it becomes infectious. Pretty soon they're excited about it, they're talking about it, they want to be trained more about how can they achieve those goals.
Rather than taking training and me guessing what I'm going to train today, I can use that dashboard and I can really fast focus on strengths and weaknesses. And it allows me to be able to start peeling the layers back when I see an area of weakness. It also allows me to be able to praise somebody, pat them on the back and build them up when they've got great areas of strength.
As an owner, being able to see those results real time on the dashboard, every day that is up on my computer. I'm always glancing down and seeing what people are doing, and I can see those results daily. Where before, prior to that app, in essence, we had to close out monthly reports, compile them, and you'd look at them a month in arrears. Now we're actually looking at them daily, and we're actually acting on them and making business decisions weekly, where before those decisions would have been made monthly.
The SBE app, it's making sure I'm looking at that every time, and it holds me accountable. So it's kind of depressing when I don't get to put in a number for that call, but then when I look at the end of the day and I see my goals 100% or 44% over my 100%, it gets really exciting.
The app has been huge for our technicians because once they set their goal, they own it, and they look at this thing all the time. They know exactly where they're at. It puts a good pressure on them, not a negative pressure, but a good pressure on them to try and reach their goals. If we hadn't done SBE, I think we would probably be better than we were in 2013, but in my mind, there is no possible way we would have ever got to the point that we are now.
If we had not chosen to be an SBE member in 2015, I really don't know where our business would be. We were headed down a bad road. You know, we've been doing the wrong thing for a number of years, and we were getting really frustrated with not moving forward. We knew it was not a lack of ability. You know, we felt like we were smart enough. We knew we had the right people in place. We just didn't have the right strategy, and so we were just moving in a bad direction. And so we were considering options. We were considering selling our business. We were considering doing a lot of different things, and so we kind of had lost hope in building a really successful air conditioning business. So this has definitely brought us some hope. Been a big motivational factor for us, and now we're just looking forward to moving forward.
If I hadn't chosen to sign up to be an SBE member, our business today would be the same as it was last year and the year before and the year before. We have a really good market share, but me as an owner, I was coasting. And SBE has caused me to kind of come alive and get the vision again like I did when I started this business 20 years ago.
If you ask me why I got into this business and why I enjoy coaching, it really comes down to, somebody said it years ago, and when they said it, it just rang true to me. Why is it fair for a doctor or a lawyer, you know, to go to school for 12, 14 years, and when he comes out of that, walk into a six-figure job? And why do people in our industry who take care of people, service them, do this for 10, 12, 13 years, 14, 15 years, make $40,000 a year? It's all schooling. I mean, that technician that's got 15 years experience, that's a lot of schooling, a lot of experience that he paid for. So why isn't he making 6 figures? And when I heard that, that went pretty deep. It went to my core. And I said, I'm gonna do everything I can to change it.
Prior company I worked for, which had only been 2 companies, doing my own with not a whole lot of training, just no sales training, just taught me what to do and that was it. I was capping at about $55,000 a year. I've been with George Brazil and I've hit over 100 grand easy for the last 2 years.
Previous to SBE, our technicians were making $40,000, maybe $50,000 at the most. This year, I got a couple guys that are probably going to do close to 90, and that's what makes me feel really good. Besides us making money, I've always wanted our guys to be the top paid guys in our field because I want the best people, and now I can deliver that. And they are advocate. They're talking to other technicians, and this is the place to be.
I can say that this SBE program has helped me out financially and my family. We're taking 5 people to Disney World this September, and last year I wouldn't have been able to do that. And to just pay it off and with your paycheck is probably the greatest feeling in the world.